All right, it is Christmas Day, ladies and gents. We are going to give Chewbacca his Christmas Day present, which is a little bit of freedom at Beverly Kaufman Dog Park. We're in the 2025 Model 3 Stygian 2.0 with our AI student driver version 13.2.2.1. We're going to try to release a lot of Christmas content. We're going to have guests over, but we're gonna see if we can make it do what it do, baby. So we're headed to the dog park this early morning to get our day started. I hope everyone's having a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, got everything that you wanted this Christmas. I know I damn sure did. So without further ado, let's get to it. Now, it rained a little bit last night, so the dog park might not be the best idea, and I'm kind of hoping it's the gates open for Christmas, but it very well could not be. But we're gonna make our journey there with FSD to see how it goes. It's a little bit chilly this morning, sitting somewhere around 60 degrees. As you can see, it's cloudy as we're coming up on 7 a.m. on Christmas Day. Some odd behavior there, but no harm, no foul. It's kind of swerved between those turning lanes, but we still got where we needed to be. I don't know. I think last night I should have had the cameras inside Panda. I made my nephew of around 30 years of age sit in the driver's seat and utilize FSD. So he didn't want to do it. He's like, not at night. I've been watching your videos. He's like, I don't think I'm ready. And I was like, bro, you're ready. And so I kind of forced him into the driver's seat. Me and the passenger. I should have had the cameras rolling because his silence said volumes about, like, he didn't realize how intuitive it was, how much of a seasoned driver our AI student driver FSD 13.2.2 actually was. I kind of purposefully gave it directions in mid-drive while we were in a straight only lane, and the new directions would have had us turn left via the navigation. I wanted him to experience having to take over, so I did it kind of on purpose, and it worked out pretty good. And I was like, is the car going to turn left in a straight only lane? And I was like, can the car turn left? And he was like, no. And I was like, so if it does do that, I need you to take over and make sure the car doesn't do something illegal. And he was like, cause he hadn't touched the wheel. He hadn't really done anything to help aid the car in driving. And so he was like getting ready to take over. I was like, yeah, every now and then, the car will be in a situation where even if I were driving, my spidey sense would tingle, right? And that's when you need to be the most alert. When you feel like something is amiss, you can't quite put your finger on it, but you know something is not right, right? And I kind of prepped him and warned him, and he took over perfectly. And then I told him to press the button immediately because we had our new destination included. And he just was like in awe about how far this technology has come. He's been watching the videos, and sitting behind the wheel was like an evolution. It's just like he went from a Pikachu to a Raichu in his mind. He was just like, whoa. And so I try to encourage him. I know these things aren't cheap, right? And I kind of gave him the price rundown of Panda, which is the Model X, and Stygian, which what we're in now, versus what is possibly on the horizon in 2025, which is a cheaper version of the model that's coming off the Model Y and Model 3 lines. So they're expensive now, but regardless, the technological advancements of FSD, this, in my personal opinion, is cheap. Like, I don't think you can even make this any more cheap. The value that this thing represents right now as a driver assistance software is remarkable. Now, Will it be as ubiquitous as, say, seat belts? I think in time, it'll be mandatory. It'll be, I mean, you don't really care about the cost of seat belts, but for the price of autonomous driving, it's going to be baked into any vehicle that you purchase, let's just say in a decade, much like the cost of a seat belt would be. But in the interim, for this, I mean, think about it. There's like 1%, less than 1% of North American drivers that are utilizing FSD in their daily commutes. It's a fraction of a 1%, right? So regardless of where you're at in your FSD journey, whether it was 4 years ago or if it was this month, you're still part of an early adopter era when it comes to autonomous driving, because I look around and I see all of these other vehicles on the road that everyone is still driving manually. I kind of feel like the first guy in a automobile driving around the horse and carriage down, you know, some road down on New York, knowing that everybody's going to want this experience, but you're one of the first. And that's how it's going to be for the next couple of years even. So we have to, that's my goal with the FSD videos. I see a lot of them because the algorithms, they push me toward, and I try to like everyone I see. I may not have the time to watch everyone, but I definitely will skim it, you know. And I want to give a shout out to the ones that made me want to do FSD videos. First and foremost, I want to say I stumbled across Black Tesla first, and I think he's in that northeastern region. I want to give a super shout out to him. I've always liked his candor. He's never been a super Tesla fanboy, but you could tell he's been with the company for a long time. And watching his videos, I showed my wife and I was like, I need some FSD in my life. It was kind of his videos that made me wish I'd have gotten FSD on my first Tesla Model 3 back in 2020. And then I started to branch out a little bit more. Dirty Tesla, AI driver, Kaz with the Cyberlift. I just recently discovered Omar's videos, and those are exceptional, obviously. Omar's blog. So these OGs of testing the FSD software, and then all the guys that are coming now, you know, with their own sauce, their own flavor. JC, I'm talking to you, my boy. FSD unsupervised, watching those journeys from supercharging station across state lines and stuff like that. I try, if I see the car driving itself, I'm trying to tune in. I'm definitely giving it a like so it can spread to more individuals. But I really love seeing FSD in action, regardless of who's doing it, what the quality of the video. Like, I know my quality of my videos could be a bit better, but man, this isn't my wheelhouse. I'm just trying to showcase it to you know, from a layman's standpoint, so to speak. I didn't go to school for film, barely went to school for creative writing, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, your boy did not get that degree. But I guess I'm a school of the hard knocks. I don't even know if I graduated, and your boy isn't getting any younger. But it doesn't take me all day to recognize sunshine. And I know that this is going to be the next wave of transportation. The fact that we're removing the human element, and the vehicle is still, God, it's really wet out there. I'm just looking around at these ditches and they are kind of full, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's a good idea to put Chewbacca out there, but we're going to take a look and see either way. What was I saying? This is kind of wet out here. But yeah, so I just wanted to give I'm watching you. I don't care if you've got 1 billion followers or 2 followers. If I see the car driving itself, I'm all about supporting that life. That's where we're headed, and we need to spread the word to get more and more individuals behind the wheel of something that could potentially save their lives, right? Fender benders happen all the time, but sometimes even, you know, operating on the freeway, people are distracted, people are tired, people are inebriated, so you never really know. And every time you get behind the wheel, you're at the craps table hoping that, one, you're doing the right thing, and two, that the people around you are doing the right thing. We got to remove this human element because we're fallible. All right, so we're making this blinking yellow left turn. It seemed a little hesitant right there. It wasn't the most comfortable unprotected left turn I've taken, but it got the job done. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Obviously, I've been rattling on, and this is a standard, typical drive. I don't even know if we're gonna get out here because it's so wet. But I have a feeling these gates are locked. So let's see what are they locked? Yeah, they're locked. Good. This will be a good test right here. Let's see what happens to our AI student driver here. All right, so it knows it cannot pass, which is good. I'd hate to mess up the Model 3's front end already. So technically, we're 100 feet away from Beverly Kaufman Dog Park, and we're just sitting here probably waiting for further instruction, right? And that's perfectly fine. So let's see if we can do something like this. We still need to take Chewbacca to pee. So let's see what happens here. We're not gonna hit this gate, I hope. And we don't. So take me to the Katy Point pool. I don't think that worked. Well, let's just, I don't know what the Falcon Point pool is, but maybe we can let Chewbacca out there. So let's see. I don't know if our car is going to reverse. This is where I would like the vehicle to understand that it needs to take a reverse action and back up and get back to where it needs to be. So I think we have to do it, right? I hate to do it, but we have to reverse. And that's what I want. I think some of these disengagements, when it finds itself in this precarious situation, if I put in a new, like, it knows it can't go any further. It needs to either try to find a different route to the destination, or, you know, if I put in a new destination for sure, it needs to be able to get itself out of that situation, maybe more eloquently than I just did there. That's how dependent I've become on this software, is that I could get myself out of this situation, but I know our AI student driver would be able to handle it better, even with its limited functionality as of right now. So I don't know, we just plugged in something, and we'll see if we can get someplace, but we definitely need to let Chewbacca relieve himself before he does it inside my car. And none of us want that, right, Chewbacca? But it'd be my fault for not allowing you to do it. So I have no one to blame but myself. Just as if this car would have hit that gate. Ah, that's what this is. So these lights are out. I didn't even really notice that these lights are malfunctioning. And our AI student driver, there wasn't any cars around, so there wasn't any reason not to proceed. So that's probably the reason for its hesitancy. I did not know that that light was malfunctioning in that way. Oh, maybe I should be paying more attention. Good thing the car is, you know, or we might experience a little more stress, more heartache. So wherever this is taking us, Chewbacca, I will let you out so that you can, you know, I guess it could be worse. I think there were tornadoes up in the Cypress area last night, and I mean, we didn't miss a beat. We're protected with Tesla Energy. We got 3 power walls at the house and solar panels on the roof, and if the power went out, I didn't feel it, you know. So this morning everything was copacetic when we woke up, but there is a lot of water dumped in this area, and and it's Christmas. I really didn't expect the gate to be open on Christmas, but I had to check, see if I can give Chewbacca his cheer. But now these back roads and hyper development back here, we're getting more housing. It's always scary, but I gotta trust those engineers from Texas A&M that they're not setting us up for failure. I mean, you can see how high they're building some of these foundations. So you gotta think that they're preparing for increased flooding as they wipe out the the previous agriculture where it would, soak up most of the water, and you're gonna replace it with cement. You gotta have these drainage ditches in a proper way, and we're trusting those engineers from Texas A&M more than likely. So let's get it. I'm all about that life. We got a lot of space down here in Texas. We're building out, and after we build out, I think we're gonna take a page from Tokyo and start building up. It's a wonderful place to live. If you are thinking about becoming a U.S. citizen, if you're thinking about moving from one area of the country to another, there's no better place than Tejas, ladies and gentlemen. We do it right down here. We believe in the power of your bootstraps, and if you pulling them up, we respect that. So no better place to have a new beginning for you young folks. No better place to retire for you old folks. And if you're trying to increase the notches on your belt, there's no better food. I think Houston's one of the most international cities in the United States, and it shows. If you're feeling like Italian one day, you can go to authentic Italian places. If you're feeling like Chinese one day, we have some of the best Chinatowns all over the Houston area. If you're not looking for authentic, we got plenty of fusion for you too. I love this state, and eventually it's going to come to a point where Yoshchan and I are going to get in our moonlight phase, and she's been such a trooper. I think we've been here, oh good God, it's over a decade now. She's been away from her family. We go back and visit periodically. She definitely does it more frequently than I do, but I think I owe her. And the only place I would like to retire other than Texas would be in Japan, an hour and a half away from Tokyo. We got our cop out there looking, and we're on the standard mode. Had we been in hurry mode, we would be well over the speed limit. But in standard, we're doing exactly what we need to do to keep the boys in blue off our backside. You know what I mean? And that's what I want. So standard is my new setting. I will rarely be in hurry, but if I want to, I could change it with the flip of the scroll wheel if necessary. I love our AI student driver, and partly I don't plan to drive. Like when I'm in Japan, we're using a whole lot of public transportation. They have cars, obviously, but I would rather let the train take me, and everything in that city is built around the infrastructure of the train system. But honestly, I would be missing out on FSD. So we're not going anytime soon. But by the time we do decide, I'm really hoping that FSD has a larger imprint in the country of Japan. So I don't want to give up FSD. I love this, and I want to share it with all my family members, immediate, by law, whatever you want to call it. I want to make sure they're in the safest thing possible. So Chewy, I don't know where we're going, what we're doing here. So we're gonna end the trip, and I'm gonna just navigate by turn signal. Oh, I tried to anyway. Well, it didn't obey my left-hand turn. It's okay. Let's see if we can get this thing to behave in a way. So we don't have any navigation input. I tried to make a left turn. It did not do it. Let's see if we can find a spot for Chewbacca for us to walk, so to speak. So up here at this light, I hope I can get us to make this left turn. Let's see if I can do it. All right, I think we've kind of got something. Maybe it's going to make this left. All right, so it will not do that. That's okay. That's interesting. It'll just keep straight. It won't make turns. If we're on the freeway, I'm sure it'll be switching lanes. But all right, that's interesting enough. Let's plug in something else here. This is, you know, if and when and if you get FSD, you really want to play with it, you know, and there's no better time to play with it than when, like, I'd say early morning, late night. If you're just trying to see what it can and can't do. I wouldn't be doing this if the streets were more, how do I say this, if they were more congested. These construction areas are kind of problematic too. You never know what's gonna pop out or impede your movement. Everything seems to be closed for Christmas Day. It feels like a ghost town. But we tried to test some things today. When we got to Beverly Kaufman Dog Park, which was barred and gated, I was kind of hoping our AI student driver would reverse out of that situation from that dead end. And it might have. Maybe I was impatient and I wasn't giving enough time, but it felt like we were going to sit there until it happened. So that's something, you know, something to feed back into hopefully the data of our AI team, increase that data set of when it's paralyzed, so to speak. We actually went through some stoplights that were malfunctioning. They were blinking because they were malfunctioning. A little hesitancy, but it managed to get through that. And then we really didn't have a destination to go. So yeah, we were just driving around, and we took off the navigation, and I was hoping that we could maybe teleoperated from the driver's seat, making, you know, turn signal suggestions. Maybe it would make a left or a right at a intersection. Yeah, that didn't fly. Good to know. So that's cool. But now we got a address popped in there, and we're probably gonna let Chewbacca do what he's got to do. Tesla stock kind of soared a little bit yesterday. No surprise to some. Where we at? 462, I think is where we closed at in that area. The week ain't over, ladies and gents. We got, after Christmas, we got a couple more trading days, and yeah. we is it possible TSLA hits 500? I guess it's always possible. So yeah, look forward to that. I really ain't got nothing. We were cruising around on Christmas Day. I intend to unveil some time-lapse videos with a Christmas theme, and including this video as well. I just more and more people just need to be aware of a technology such as FSD is all my real goal is. And I look forward to watching all FSD videos from the people that just got 13, how their regions handle these situations, whether it be good weather, bad weather, handling emergency vehicles in school zones, and just doing your day-to-day drives, operating actual smart summon, so I'm gonna take over. I think I'm gonna get us in this pool area of Katy Point. So, and it's okay to want to drive every now and then. I'm not gonna do it quite often, but the Tesla vehicles are some of the most performative vehicles that you could possibly buy. The acceleration, the handling. If you've never experienced the sports car, then it'll definitely, satiate that. So, I don't know. I ain't got much else to say. It's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. And looking forward to seeing all the FSD videos that are soon to come, I'd imagine. Be easy.